Hey everybody, welcome to GGS Railways. My name is Greg. This is my YouTube channel. Okay, so Christmas is over, so all this stuff has got to go. But tonight what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the G-scale train, the G-scale track, the fast track here for the Lionel and the Lionel 1060. Now, remember when I made the video about the 1060 being a good Christmas tree train? I was 100% right. So that's good. That was good to know. I'm sure that there's others probably, but for the ones that I have, that was definitely the ideal thing. That was the ticket. So anyway, I'm going to get started on these guys. I think we'll move this G-scale track back to the other room, and we'll get this other taken apart. And then I think what we'll do is we'll just do a real quick look at them, make sure they don't need any service, and we'll put them up. And then that's probably going to be about it for tonight. So let's get going. Okay everybody, so we've got all the train stuff out of the room here, and we're ready to move on and look at the actual locomotives and rolling stock that we pulled off these tracks and see if we need to do any service before we put up the Christmas train. And then of course the 1060 we'll just simply set it aside, and we'll run it again later, I'm sure. But anyway, let's get to going with that. I'm interested to see what we're going to see. Don't think I've ever had a train that came out automatically for like 5 minutes at a time for every hour for, I don't know, 24 days, something like that. So let's see what we see. Okay, so as you can probably see, I have all the stuff up here on the counter that was in the room in there for the Christmas display. We got the G-scale stuff and then the Lionel stuff over there. I think what we're going to do is we're going to do the G-scale stuff first, just because it's pretty big, and that way we'll have some more room to work when we get this guy out of the way. I'm not sure what we're going to see or what we're going to find, but I'm going to drop this camera off of that tripod. We're going to put it on the smaller tripod, and that way you guys can get up close and personal and see what I see. So let's do it. Okay guys, so since this is so large, I think I'm going to disconnect the tender from the locomotive. It's just got a little wire right here that plugs in. And I think all this wire is for this the slide on the back, which I don't even know if it actually works. I hadn't actually noticed. We'll put another track in a minute and see. Just while we're here, talk about it. This guy's got a place for some batteries here, and he makes a chugging sound, but not unlike a lot of the others. I find it very annoying, so I don't really ever do that. So here is the bottom of the tender. This is a volume control for the said chugging sound. And anyway, I turned it over so we can look at the trucks and the coupler, just see if we see anything binding or dirty or got some dog hair or any other things that might mess us up in the future. I'm actually not seeing a single thing, so that's pretty cool. These cheaper G-scale, the couplers tend to want to fall apart, but this one's fine. I think he's good for another year. So alright, let's move on to the locomotive. Okay, and here we have the Christmas locomotive. If you missed the video on my G-scale stuff, this is Bachman, and he's about, I don't know, he's approaching a decade old. I know he is. because I've had him for almost that long, and I think he sat in Hobby Lobby for a couple of years. So anyway, I took off the smokestack so we can turn him over. This does have a smoker, but to my knowledge it doesn't work. So anyway, let's get it going the other way. So alright, so don't see anything on the front trucks. That looks pretty good. Get my hand out of the way maybe. An interesting thing on these Bachmann G scale is that the power actually picks up from this front truck, not from here at all, just the front truck. And also interestingly is if you ever get one of these, it's possible that this truck can get turned around, and now it's now it's a dead short. So if you ever have one that doesn't work, try that. So alright, what I think I want to do is I think I want to remove this cover right here, and I want to see what kind of grease this does or does not have inside of it, since we ran it so extensively this year. That might save us in the future. So let me get a screwdriver and I'll be right back. Okay, I don't think I've ever actually had this guy apart, but I think it's just 2 screws here on the bottom. Just Phillips screws. So let's see how accurate that is. You're welcome to laugh at me if it's more or whatever than that. But I think that's what it is. So, alright, it's feeling pretty loose there. So I have the smokestack here underneath this rack, trying to prop it up a little bit so you guys can see. So alright, I think this is ready to come off. Okay. There's something still holding it here on the front. So let's investigate and figure out what that is. I think it may just be a clip, because I don't see another screw there. But I do think I see a clip. Alright, let's try this. What I don't want to do is break it. So, alright. I think what needs to happen is I think this screw right here needs to come out, not because that holds it on, but because I can't access what I need to access with that on there. I think that'll make sense here in a minute. Alright. I'm pretty sure I've never had this apart now, so I think I would have remembered that maybe. So, okay, let's see what we got here. Get this guy off. Now out of the way so we can get a screwdriver in right here. I think it's just a snap right here. So, alright, well, that smokestack's not going to help us apparently. Does not feel like being helpful. So, alright, let me get a screwdriver bit. Okay, so it looks like I was wrong. And it looks like a couple more screws are going to have to come out. Looks like this piece is just larger than I thought it was. So that's okay. Just means I've never had this apart before is what that means. So I guess maybe the one on the front as well. Or does that just slide in there? Let's find out. In the meantime, one of my wires here has done me dirty and come out of its slot. So we'll have to get that back in. So I'm assuming we can access that once we get this little panel off here. That was a longer one. Alright. So yes. Now everything's going to come off. So this is actually a little bit of a surprise. Let me get these other 2 screws out. Oh dear. Alright. Here. Come on now. Alright. Okay, so I got the inspection cover off, and this does not work at all. Like I thought it would, but I thought it would have gears all the way down, but it just has one set of gears. It's just this one wheel that is driven, other than, you know, through the imaginary little rods here. So alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this guy a little bit of white lithium grease, and we can get them all buttoned back up and move on to the next thing, I think. So that ought to work. That guy will get on in there as it runs. So that'll maybe protect those little plastic gears until we can get back to it. So let's get this cover back on. Okay, so when I pulled this inspection plate off, there was this wire inside just kind of curled up here, and it's supposed to go from here to here. Now, I was wrong when I said the wheels don't pick up. Apparently the wheels pick up here and here and here and here, and this is supposed to go here. So it not only does it hook up through the trucks, but it hooks up through the wheels as well. So I mean, I guess that's why it still worked, even though this obviously has not been connected in some time. But that's going to be a really simple repair, so we'll just do that real quick, and then we'll get it all buttoned back up. These wires that come out of the bottom, they simply plug into two little slots. So it's a pretty ingenious design there. So anyway, let me get the soldering iron out, and we'll see what we can do. Okay, so I've got these wires all fluxed up, and I think we're about ready to get this underway. So had not thought that we were going to open this up and find an electrical problem, but you know, I guess all in a day's work, right? All right, what I'm going to do here, I think, I'm going to try to kind of twist these together a little bit, and then we'll solder it, and just give it a little bit better chance of holding until we can get the solder on there, I think. So, all right, there we go. That ought to work. So, okay, I may need my extra special eyes to see something this small, but I think we can do it. Let's see, this soldering iron is kind of dirty, as it always is. All right, here we go. So I'm going to get a little flux, solder, heat, and just like that, you got two wires soldered together. So we're going to let that cool off for just a second. We won't be the typical Greg and grab it. All right, that's together pretty good. Okay, so now that has cooled down, I'm going to slide some heat shrink tubing over here, just a small piece, and we'll just cover that solder with it, just in case it ever has a notion to want to short out against a piece of metal or something. So that'll just keep that from happening. It also will help it keep from becoming unsoldered should it be yanked on somehow. So it's just a little extra protection there. All right, cool. We got that guy. And I think that's looking pretty good. All right. Good job. All right, so next thing we need to do is we need to get it on this guy. And I just noticed that this guy actually has a screw we could take out if we want to do him in a way that isn't likely to melt anything that we don't want to melt. That probably is a good idea. All right, so this is what I was talking about, just a little grommet on the end of this wire. So let's see, let me get a little more flux on here, and I'll get to going on this. So all right, because this is so small, and because we know this is going to be hot, I need the little pliers. Doggone it, and they're not over here. I'll be right back. Okay, so I got my pliers, and we're getting ready to put this wire on here. I'm trying to figure out how I can get this to kind of hold together, so we can get the solder on there without a lot of drama. I think what I did will work. I just wrapped it around there, and then we can go ahead and solder on top of that, and that ought to be good. So these pliers can have a dual purpose, and they can kind of cover the hole there, so I don't get a little over anxious and get our hole closed on us. So I'm using the solder that's on here. I'm hoping that's going to be enough. If it's not, we can certainly add some. So, alright, gonna let that cool down for just a minute. I do believe that is on there. And you know what? I'm not happy with it. So, gonna add a little more solder here. Alright. Not a perfectionist exactly, but kind of like when I don't feel comfortable with something, I can't just let it go. So alright, let's get this going on here. We'll see if we can maybe make me feel a little bit better about this. I think that's going to be good. Let's see what we got here. Oh, yeah. I'm liking that quite a bit. Alright, cool deal. So what we can do now is we can put the little screw back in. And screw it back into this plastic frame. Feel happy that we didn't melt anything. Don't really want to melt anything. Well, you know. Always going to be something that's just going to be a little bit of a pain. Apparently this is going to be it. Alright, I think I got it. Got it in the right spot there. Oops. Like this is another one of those chew bubble gum and walk at the same time kind of situations. Alright, I think we got it going this time. Alright, we have it on there. It's soldered, it's good. So, it's hooked on this end. Well, it wasn't before, but it is now. So what I think I want to do before I put this back together, I think I want to grab the ohms meter. I want to make sure that we have continuity between this new wire and the corresponding side of the truck. So let me go grab that. Okay guys, I got out the continuity meter and we're gonna see if this guy is continuous from here to this truck. And so far I've seen nothing. Oh, there it goes. Yes, it is. That's cool. Good deal. That means we did a good job. On these little wires, sometimes, even if you solder them, sometimes they not be connective for some reason. So, alright, let's get on to putting this back together. Okay, so I've got the fiberglass pencil here. We're gonna do our best to try to get this cleaned up. Excuse me if you can't see this. It's being a little bit of a pain. So, alright. I think that's looking good. I can't really honestly tell at this point. I think that's good. And then we'll get this one. So it's kind of interesting that this worked at all. And it worked really well. That's what's crazy. So, alright. Get this other end. Which it should be noted that we had no trouble with, so hopefully we're not making this problem. I don't think so. Alright, cool. I got those back together. I got them sprung out pretty good. So let's put this back together, hopefully for the last time. And we'll see what happens here. So, alright. This red one goes here. This plugs in. Uh-oh. The plug's getting a little wonky on us here. Got to fix that. Just get a little tighter maybe. To move down a little bit. go. I think that'll work. So, all right. So the thread goes on the other one, like I said before. Oh dear. It's not on to, well, it's in there. Not the way I'd like to be in there, but you know, once again, I'm kind of the perfectionist guy here. So, all right, cool deal. We are ready to put this back together. I am hoping for the last time. Well, the last time, last time for now. Let's put it that way. So, all right. Let's see what we need to do here. So, cool. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do, I'll put in these screws on the back, but not the ones on the front in case we need to take it back apart. But I feel like we're pretty good here. Alright. Alright, one more. And we can test it out on the wheels here, I think. Down pretty good. All right, let me see if I can get this to stand up for us. All right, let's see what happens this time. Okay, so we have him partially back together here, and we're just going to check and make sure that they're operational. We are. So we're going to finish putting them back together, and I got to go in there, and I guess I got to put back together the track so we can test them. Let's do it. Okay, so I got all the G-scale track back together, and I think in pretty much the same spot it was. If the locomotive hits the wall or a building or something, we'll know that I got it wrong. But I think I got it right. I think it's pretty close. So, all right, the G-scale locomotive worked on the bench in there. So we'll see if it works here on the track. In theory, there ought not be any difference. But you know, in theory and in real is two different things. So let's check it out. All right, cool. Just as pretty as you please. Now he will go faster. I'm just making him go slow for kind of dramatic effect. I do love that those G-scale will go that slow. It's all right. When he comes back around this corner, I'm going to speed him up. I'm kind of looking to see if he hit something too. I had almost forgotten about that part. So, all right, let's speed them up. All right, well, we're going to call that little bit of a repair a success. I think he is ready to go on the shelf in there and wait until next Christmas when he will come out again. It's never fun to pull down a train and it doesn't work. So I'd rather do it now than you know, next year and go, oh man. All right, so let's get on to the 1060. I'm hoping we don't have anywhere close to the issues we had with this guy. Had not at all thought that we were actually going to run into all that, but you know, it happens. That's just part of it. So, all right, let's get this guy pulled back around, and we'll get in there and get to going with the 1060 in his cars. You know, a lot of people will talk bad about these Bachmann Christmas trains, but let me tell you, this guy has run a lot, and those cars and everything are just still as nice as you know, the day I got it. So I guess say what you want, it has weathered pretty well. So all right, let's get to the 1060. Let's do it. Okay, so here we are again, finally back in the the kitchen. I was beginning to wonder if we were gonna get that G-scale back together. That was a little bit of a rough one there. So all right, let's start with the cars here, the caboose first, I guess, and we'll just kind of take a look and make sure that everything's still good. I don't see see anything to be at all concerned about. So what we're looking for is, signs of wear or hair. Well, that kind of rhymed, didn't it? Or some sort of foreign debris or whatever in the cars that might come back to haunt us. But that all looks pretty doggone good. So I think we're good on the caboose. Let's move on to the hopper here. So this looks pretty good as well. I do see one little hair. So I got that out of there. I don't think that would have hurt anything. So yeah, we got these guys rolling and acting like they should act. So so far we are good on all this. So all right. So I don't know if you guys saw this earlier. Put these reindeer in here, and I didn't want to do it in a permanent fashion. So in theory, and I haven't tried to pull it out yet, so you can laugh at me if I tried and it's somehow stuck in there. But I put the reindeer on top of this cardboard, and the cardboard's just kind of wedged in there. So I think, yes, the the reindeer will, if we're careful, come out separately. So all right, let's see. Yep, there it goes. So yeah, that's how I did it. So all right, that's pretty cool. Maybe we'll save that for next year. So all right, let's check the car itself though. This little gondola. So everything's looking pretty good here. All right, well, I'm gonna say the train cars held up pretty well. All right, all the couplers look good still. No foreign debris or anything in them. Of course, we ran them on concrete. I was talking in one of the other videos about you don't really want to run it on cardboard, on carpet, because a lot of times that carpet, depending upon how it's made, it will suck the fibers up into just about everything, and it is a real pain to clean that out. And sometimes it'll actually ruin your locomotive motor. So, all right, so here's the tender, and once again, of course, we serviced these guys really, really well before I put them on that track, because I knew that they were going to be running quite a bit. So everything here looks good. Don't see anything broken, no debris. So all right, last but not least, we have the locomotive here, and don't see anything that kind of alarms me or makes me think anything's amuck. It looks really clean. It looks really nice. We might put a little more grease on those gears. I did put some on it, but I see that it's pretty much depleted. So let's do that, and I think that's probably all we need to do to this guy. So, all right. Just gonna get a little grease, white lithium on my finger here. We'll just kind of work it into these teeth. It doesn't take much. Matter of fact, you don't want a lot because it will end up everywhere that you don't want it to. And that's just almost as bad as not having grease. So, all right, that's looking pretty good. So feeling around, I can't tell, but I think these are metal gears on this one. So that's better than some of the others that are plastic, maybe on the wear. So, all right, that looks pretty good. I do see a little spot of grease here. I'd like to kind of get off if I can, just because it's a little unsightly. Probably do it with this rag and get it off that face, maybe too. So, all right, good job, good deal. So I think go ahead and put this guy on a track, come around a little bit, just see if we see anything that we didn't see in there. But I think he's fine. I think he's good. Good old Lionel 1060. I'm using one of the other videos that this would make a good Christmas tree train, because it doesn't have a unit, it will only go forward. So it worked perfectly. It worked as I imagined it would. So alright, let's get this on the track, and maybe we'll run this and the G-scale together. What do you think? Well, on separate tracks, of course. Alright, let's go do it. Okay guys, so I have the G-scale Christmas Train by Bachman on the track, and I also have the 1060 that we had in the Christmas room in there running beside it, and we have serviced both of these. Now the Lionel 1060 was significantly easier. As a matter of fact, all we did was grease the gear. The G-scale turned out to be a little bit of a pain. That's okay, you know, that happens sometimes. That's why you check them out, to see if you have problems. And sure enough, we did. Boy, did we. So anyway, but the good news is on that G-scale we got, you know, the inspection plate open, and we got it all greased in there. There was relatively no grease, so I think that's not a bad thing anytime you can get some fresh grease on something. So all right, let's get these guys started. This is completely unnecessary. This is just something I want to do, so I think it'd be cool. So let's do it. Okay guys, this has been the video where we took the Christmas trains we've been running quite extensively during the Christmas holidays, and serviced them, got them ready to put away. The G-scale will get put away because it is a Christmas train. The 1060 I'm sure we will play with quite a bit because that's kind of one of my favorites. He's just really dependable, and he just loves to run. So I mean, it's kind of hard to beat a combination like that. So alright, I think we've come to the part of the video that I want to say that if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. I definitely have enjoyed making the video. I feel very accomplished. I feel like we've done something good for our locomotive. That's always a good feeling for me. So thank you for letting me share that with you guys. For our returning subscribers, thank you. Thank you for putting up with our train shenanigans and watching our videos. We appreciate your camaraderie and your friendship, your suggestions, your likes, your comments. I mean, you guys really, I mean, without you guys this would be nothing. So thank you. You are the lifeblood of this channel. Okay, so if you're not yet a subscriber, well, why not? Mash that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a thing, and that way you'll see other videos that we put out, and you might just see something that you like, especially if you enjoyed this one. I have quite a few videos out there for you guys to sample, check out. Anyway, we would love to have you as part of our family. Our family has gotten pretty doggone large in the last year or so. So must be doing something right, something that somebody enjoys. So anyway, yeah, hit that subscribe button. Alright guys, well, I think this is about it for this afternoon. I did not expect that that G-scale to give us quite the fit that it gave, but you know, once again, that is part of it, and in a weird kind of a way, I did enjoy it. So alright, till next time, GGS Railways out.